Hi everyone, welcome to the road trip. Today we're going to look at a 1962 Studebaker Gran Turismo Hawk. And we have the owner Tom with us. Tom, thanks for showing us your car.
Oh, you're welcome.
How many
Glad
years
to do it.
How many years have you had this car?
We acquired it in 2016.
Did you have to do a lot of work to it?
Well, we most of the work was to the exterior. We repainted the car.
Stripped it down?
The paint needed redoing, and it was kind of like original paint color was called Desert Tan.
Okay.
And it was kind of like a lavender color. And my wife and I looked at it. We didn't think that was really the essence of the car. So basically, we wound up going through the internet, looking at pictures of other Hawks, and we kind of settled on the 63 color, which is champagne gold metallic.
Champagne gold metallic. It's a nice looking color, and to be honest with you, it fits the car beautifully. It looks like a color you would expect to see.
Yeah, we kind of thought it captured the essence of the car.
Yeah.
More than a black or a red, but that's a personal decision. Everybody has their likes and dislikes.
You mentioned to me this was on a longer wheelbase?
Yeah, I think it's on a 120-inch wheelbase.
That's a long wheelbase for a two-door car.
And Studebaker, they were the marketing arm for Mercedes back in this period.
Really?
And I think what they tried to do was develop a kind of a European touring vehicle.
That's exactly what it looks like. It kind of reminds me of a Fossil Vega, but very unique, kind of like a gentleman's personal car.
Yeah, exactly, a gentleman's hot rod. You can see the grille kind of resembles even a Mercedes grille.
Yeah,
and
from this angle, yeah.
This car happens to be a 4-speed, and which gives it more that grand touring feel. And it's a 289 4-barrel, which was rated at the time of 225 horsepower.
And that's a Studebaker 289, right?
That's a Studebaker 289, which started, I think it started out as a 259 in the early 50s.
I noticed you have this, is that the Hawk emblem?
Studebaker Hawk? That is a Hawk.
It's embossed in the grille on the top there.
Yeah,
cool.
that emblem's around the car in several different places, the Hawk.
Yeah, these openings on the sides, are they functioning vents?
Yeah, they're kind of vents that get air through into the engine compartment, but it's also where your hood release is.
Okay. Well, there's a turn signal, and the hood release is on the driver's side.
And the 63 and 64, they maybe chromed them up, and they changed the parking light was round in one of the years. But basically, these vents actually were from 56. I mean, the original Hawk had vents like that.
Okay. Well, they look nice. They're on a lot of different Studebakers, I guess, from this era. You got the little bulge on the hood there.
Yeah, that's power bulge, you could call it. I think it was mostly for decor.
Well, we're going to open the hood and check that out in a minute. Well, we could do it now if you'd like.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Why don't you open it? Show us where the latch is.
Yeah, latch is here.
Okay.
Now, this is a heavy hood, and it's got a support iron. It doesn't hold up by itself.
All right.
One of the things we did when we restored it, we stripped the car down to bare metal. It was basically a rust-free car.
Okay.
It came from Long Beach, California. And Studebakers of this vintage were noted rust buckets. They rusted down they rusted in this area very badly. The fenders rusted. So really, I got lucky with this car. But one thing we added, they put support brackets in because the hoods have a tendency, because they're so heavy, to bend in the middle. Can you see them in there?
Right there, there's a little bit of a bracket there, like a support.
Yeah, it's on both sides. That was a later modification that like Studebaker International sells it, and other Studebaker vendors.
The hood would like kind of warp.
Yeah, because it's so heavy, they kind of would have a tendency to bend in here.
Okay.
So these supports give it more strength. Yeah. So that to avoid that problem.
You can see the bulge on the inside here. I guess it does. The shroud kind of fits up in there. So
well, I think too, when they have a supercharger, this hood has probably been the same since '56.
Okay.
and 57 when it was supercharged. So I think that would give it a little more clearance for the supercharger. And the supercharger came back in 63 and 64.
Mm-hmm.
And they had what they called a Super Hawk too, which had different suspensions. But in 62, this was the biggest engine you could get, 225 horse, 4 barrel.
Okay, is this is the correct color for it, the black and the yellow?
That is. It's not a standard air cleaner. That would be the air cleaner that would be on an Avanti.
Okay.
Now this car is a later in the model year because it has a full flow oil filter.
Okay.
The earlier ones had the kind of add-on filter, which just sat up here.
Okay.
So the full flow, of course, is more efficient and better for the car.
Okay. How's it run for you?
Runs very good. It's very strong. It shows 98,000 miles.
How much horsepower did you say?
The 225 gross, which probably
translates
to 175.
And it's a 12 volt?
It is 12 volt, yeah. Studebaker was 12 volt then. It has electric wipers.
Pretty reliable?
Yeah, it has been. It starts right up after it sits, a couple pumps.
Yeah, that's good.
I had to replace the gas sending unit, but the tank is, I don't know if any work has been done to the gas tank, but it hasn't given me a problem. Just did several minor things to it. We needed a rear main seal, was leaking oil.
Yeah.
Did that. We had to get the radiator record, but
if it sits, it's going to leak.
Things that happen after 98,000.
Yeah, I noticed this trim here, this little light, this little glass piece here.
Yeah, it's interesting. When some years, I'm not sure. Maybe one of the viewers might know the answer. Some years they're lighted. Now I see they do have light packages you could put here, but you'd have to drill a hole. But I'm not sure if the 63s lit up or if that was an option, 63s and 64s. But it is kind of a cool feature.
Yeah, and it's mounted in the trim, or the chrome trim, which runs down the belt line all the way down the side of the car, which is nice.
They do sell those light kits, but I'm not crazy about drilling a hole in the fender.
I don't blame you. Is this a 62 wheel cover?
Yes,
correct?
It is. That's a 62. And they did have a couple optional ones, which I've never seen other than pictures of them on the internet and in one of the accessory manuals.
It's the interior vent?
That's the vents for the interior, yeah. They swing open.
Now this mirror, it looks a little small and it's kind of mounted a little low, but that's what Studebaker did.
They're original style mirrors.
How about that? Gran Turismo. Felt like a gold anodized.
Yeah,
How about that?
Those are reproductions. The ones that were on the car were kind of that wasn't gold anymore.
Oh, really? Faded away?
Yeah, faded away.
Can we open the door?
Sure.
Take a look inside. Very nice. Now this, you had mentioned, is a 4-speed?
Yes, it is. It's a 4-speed, twin traction.
Which is what?
Positive rear, yeah.
Look at this door panel.
Very nice. When I got the car, the interior was finished.
Okay, so you didn't have to do any of this.
No, the interior is as I got it.
I like the trim along the middle, the stainless trim. The seats look beautiful. Obviously, they look fresh.
Yeah, this folds down to give you like an armrest, I think.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Very nice. And the headliner with the bows look beautiful. Very nice. Can I slide in here and take a look at that dash?
Sure.
All right. Wow. You got full gauges here. Water and oil pressure.
One interesting thing, the gentleman I bought the car from, he explained to me the vacuum gauge is a very rare option.
That there?
Yeah, most cars have a clock there.
Okay.
And I have not, in all my research, I have not been able to find anywhere where that would be an option. So I'm not sure if that was original. Maybe someone knows the answer.
Maybe one of our viewers can tell us if they know what that vacuum gauge is all about.
But it looks like it belongs. It fits.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like it was modified to fit that hole.
On the other side, you got the tack. So you got RPMs. Yeah, you got tack on the
Yeah,
right.
there's a tack. There's a speedometer.
Speedometer in the middle.
Full gauges.
Very nice.
It's got a lighter that works. I plug my phone in and charge it.
Oh, okay. You've got switches here. This looks like what, for the heater?
Yeah, they use kind of these toggle switches.
And these switches here?
Yeah, for various different functions. The interior, one switch is for the headlights and one switch is for the interior lights.
Okay. And over here we got the wiper switch.
Yep.
And then over here we got the heater switch.
And this car has windshield washers, but the lines from, and I haven't been able to find it or see a setup. The pump works. The pump for the washers are right by the clutch pedal. If you see, there's a little leaf foot.
Yeah,
pedal,
I do see that.
little foot pedal
right
above
over
the
there.
clutch there. Now, if you hit that, the wipers will move back and forth.
How about that?
So to get them to operate, although right now it's not really a big concern of mine.
Yeah.
I'd have
You're not
to
out in
figure
the
out
rain.
how to, run the wires because the hoses, because the nozzles are there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just missing. I don't know what I'm missing, to be honest.
Well, you're never going to use it. This thing doesn't go out in the rain.
No.
I see you have a beautiful, crystal clear emblem here on the wheel with the hawk. That, I guess you haven't touched that. The previous owner must have replaced that. That looks too
No,
nice.
I replaced that.
Oh, you did? The only thing you did?
The one I got was cracked.
I was going to say, this looks...
I found a nice one, and I replaced it.
That looks too nice to be original.
Yeah.
Is that, I guess, NOS, or did you find a nice used?
No, it was a nice used one.
Well, it is very nice. And I like this stainless look over here on the passenger side. You got a radio, which looks like it was an upgrade, right?
Yeah, that's a custom auto sound. It's a modern radio. It's got, it doesn't have Bluetooth. It has an auxiliary line out.
Okay.
But I hook a little Bluetooth receiver up to it.
Is that what that line is right there?
Yeah, then I can play my music from my phone.
This emblem here on the glove box, what's the story on that?
Well, when you bought a new Hawk, they gave you a personalized plaque with your name on it. And over the years, most of them have disappeared, but the aftermarket comes to the rescue. They reproduced that, and you just take it to a jeweler and get it engraved with your name on it. It's just a nice little touch, you know?
Yeah, the emblem itself is original in style and look.
Yeah, original style.
Very nice. See that. I don't know, the reflection might be difficult to look, but it's pretty neat. Then you've got the hawk emblem on the other side.
Yeah, that hawk emblem is throughout the car, that theme, you know?
Yeah. Padded dash.
But they really haven't, they really didn't change too much from 56 onward. I mean, you could say they copied the Thunderbird roofline.
Yeah.
But I read where Studebaker actually designed this roof before Ford did.
Well, I noticed you've got a scene here, like a design feature, which kind of looks like a band or something that could have been there.
Well, in '64, they used it as a dividing point and put a half vinyl top on it.
Oh, so the half vinyl top would have broke right here?
Yeah, exactly.
How about that? Got another hawk emblem with some stainless trim along here. I noticed we talked about this earlier. They're just Phillips screws.
Yep.
That's what Studebaker did because they were cutting corners.
Yeah, they weren't. Really, if you think about it, most manufacturers, they hide the fasteners, and trying to take something off, you wind up breaking it, and then you got to go crazy looking for a reproduction or a fastener.
Exactly.
I personally like this because it's straightforward. You just unscrew it and take it off.
I'm sure the restoration guys love that.
With those clips, you go crazy. Now, this has clips on it, okay? It has screws and it has clips, so that's a little more difficult.
And look at the different pieces here to deal with this little notch here, right there. 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece.
Yep.
Also, the floorboards are flat. There's not much of a sill plate at all.
Yeah, it's not a step down at all.
That's why this car sits so low as it does.
The floor is nice and flat, which makes for comfort when you're a passenger in the back seat.
And I noticed there's a lot of leg room back here, which is kind of surprising.
There is. It comes with the wheelbase.
Can I move this forward?
Sure. This
almost looks aftermarket, but it's not, is it?
No.
The ashtray. ashtray on either seat.
Yep, I think.
Yeah, on both
Yeah.
sides, and a little pouch for whatever.
Now I upgraded. This had plastic. I got the chrome ones to dress it up on
Oh,
the
the
seat
cover here.
bolsters. Yeah.
Oh, they look nice. Nice little slotted
Hey,
design
we were
to it.
talking earlier. I thought a Studebaker was going to be a difficult car to get parts for, but I'm amazed at the support in the aftermarket, like Studebaker International, and they reproduce so many parts for these cars. It's just
It's not a
Studebaker's been
hard,
gone a long time, but it still lives on in the
not a
hearts of
hard car
many.
to restore.
Yeah, it lives on in people, people's memory.
Yeah.
Even the rocker panel moldings were reproductions that somebody reproduced them.
How about that?
Stuff that on some of my other cars I searched years for.
Now in the back here, we were talking. You had mentioned you think this bezel. You've seen them body color and you've seen them
I
chrome
have,
taillight.
and I'm not 100% sure what's right.
So if anybody out there can let us know.
Yeah, this car, they were painted body color when I got it. But in my internet searches, I've seen them both ways. I've seen them chrome on 62s, I've seen them painted body color.
Okay.
But after I started removing the paint, these weren't re-chromed or anything. They were just nice chrome bezels. And I said, I'd rather see the chrome bezels than have them painted.
These tips, are they similar to factory or are they factory?
Well, the factory ones look pretty much like that, but these are aftermarket ones that were like a third of the price of what the factory NOS ones were. So
I hear you.
I decided to go with those.
I hear you. And this trim in the back, it almost looks like a grill, but it's really
That's what it's supposed to be. It's a fake grill, and they used them in 63, 62, and 63.
It says Studebaker Hawk. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up.
And the 63 it's a lot bolder. The Studebaker, the lettering is a lot larger.
And I noticed you got this cover for the lock.
Yeah, it was a kind of a mid-market car, so they try to put little touches on it.
We'll do that. Can we look at the trunk?
Sure.
See how big it is?
It's deep, but it's pretty good size, but it's not deep. So you have to watch how, and heavy.
It is deep. It's flat and deep.
Yeah. But you can't put too much high stuff in there,
Yeah, well, you lay your cases flat, I guess. You don't normally have chairs back there if you're going away for the weekend. Nicely detailed, original style cover
mats.
And mats. Very nice. You got your full-size spare, and the jack is mounted on
jack's original.
Inner quarter panel there.
What's that?
The inner corner paddle, that's where they mount it?
Yeah, exactly. That's
the factory place?
Yep.
Very nice. And this is the base for the antenna, isn't it?
Correct.
That's a working antenna?
It is. It's hooked up to the car. That was an option.
Wire.
That was an option for having the deck mounted antenna.
Okay, and it slides up and down manually.
Yeah, it kind of gives it a sportier look.
Yeah, it does give it a sporty look. Got to remember it's up when you go to car washes, though. I like it. I like the lines of it. It's kind of low. It kind of reminds you of a square bird, late 50s T-bird.
And I have to say, for a 62 car, it handles very well.
Does it? Is it a heavy car?
Probably 3,600 pounds, 3,800.
Heavy enough.
I never really,
I noticed you got this little notch back here. The window's almost recessed
kind of recessed,
back.
like a recessed window.
Yeah, and you've got some chrome trim that goes around the inside. It's reflecting the color of the car.
All these little details.
It's reflecting the color of the car, but it's actually chrome or stainless. Which is pretty neat.
Now, none of the chrome or the stainless was replaced, except for the rocker panels.
Everything here is original to the car? Did you have to get that?
It was on the car when I got it. I don't know if it was original to the car.
Okay. Did you have to get any of that replated when you did the paint?
No. And the only thing I got the Gran Turismo emblems. They're reproductions.
Okay.
But the grill, the wheel moldings, the fenders, I mean, they could be re-chromed, but they're good enough for
They're very
the
nice.
type of use that I'm using it for.
Yeah, it's show quality.
I didn't start out to make this a concours car.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to drive it. It has the optional bumper guards.
Okay, they're
that are
option as well.
right?
Very nice. I like the car. I like the color. I like the style. It's a bigger car than you would think. At a glance, it doesn't look as big, but when you get up to it
Yeah.
and you walk around it, it's long, it's big, and
It's got that long hood,
yeah,
short deck, kind
and
of
it,
like one you have.
yeah. If you open the hood and the trunk, you realize it's heavy, heavy metal.
Yeah.
It's not a light car.
And you know, I had to put that fan shroud because the distance between the radiator and the fan.
Yeah, it's a lot of space in there.
Yeah.
Between the bumper
Right.
and the front of the motor. The long shroud. Well, I like the car, Tom. I like the color. The color, as you said, is a 63 color, and the name of it again?
Champagne Gold Metallic.
Champagne Gold Metallic on the 62 Studebaker Gran Turismo Hawk. 62 had a color similar to this, did you say?
They did. It was a different gold. It was called something else. It was a little lighter.
A little lavender to it?
Yeah. Well, the original color, according to the plate on the door and all, was called Desert Tan.
Okay.
But I think over the years it turned into like a lavender color because the car didn't really give any hint of being repainted. Like it had places where it looked like it was buffed through to the primer.
Yes.
But so I think over the years
it just faded to a lavender sheen to it.
Paint changed color a little bit.
Well, I like the color. I love the car. I like the color.
We liked it, and that's how we decided to go with it.
It fits very well.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, I want to thank you for showing us your car.
You're very welcome. I hope your viewers enjoy it.
I know they're going to enjoy it, and I hope if there are any Studebaker experts that can help us with that, the vacuum gauge in the car, if that was an option or not, and the bezels around the taillights, if they're supposed to be chrome or body colored.
Or maybe both.
Or maybe both. Maybe it was a mid-year change.
You have your choice. Huh?
So, folks, tell us what you think. 1962 Studebaker Gran Turismo Hawk. Leave your comments below. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.